right, it's great to be here. My name is Ken So, co-founder and CEO of Flowcast. With me is Winnie Chen, co-founder and CTO. So I grew up watching my dad in this very warehouse when he spent 25 years running and building his wholesale business. Well, finally, he was able to win an account with the nation's largest arts and craft retailer. But now comes a headache. Large retailers are often slow to pay, so his cash is often tied up in these invoices. So as a result, his biggest problem is getting access to short-term financing. Well, we hear this over and over again from other small businesses. And what we know is in Southeast Asia, only 15% of small business loans are approved by banks. The other 85% leaves $1 trillion in financing gap. Well, the banks are telling us that they want to close this gap, but they face growing challenges. The key limitation that they have is the lack of credit information of these small businesses. Well, Flowcast is solving this problem with a new lens. We're looking at transaction performance rather than on credit, and we're bringing our capabilities onto B2B marketplaces. So imagine for a supplier, you now have a Get Events Now button powered by Flowcast. We're bringing an API to make it easy for B2B marketplaces to offer financing. So some of our customers are calling us Stripe for B2B financing, and our platform sits in the middle to help automate and to facilitate that transaction. Well, the key to all this is our ability to assess risk in real time. So we have developed advanced machine learning algorithms that look at transaction data to assess risks. Today, we're working with financial institutions right now and are in pilots with some of the largest trade finance providers in the world. Well, let us show you how this all works. So imagine you are a small business supplying auto parts, and you just landed Amazon. But Amazon has extended payment term while you have immediate cash flow needs. Well, here's how we can help. Well, first, after logging on to the Amazon vendor portal, you will select the purchase order that you need to get cash advance. And in real time, you get financial information about the financing costs of these transactions. Now you can submit them to the financial provider for approval. What Flowcast API does is we risk assess these purchase orders to come up with the financing costs and the advance rate for these transactions. Well, let's take a look at how we use machine learning to assess transaction risks. So here you can see our machine learning engine in action. So our engine it processes large volume of data from purchase orders to invoice to payments from the B2B marketplace. And our models have now been trained over $150 billion worth of transactions based on hundreds of different data signals. And we train our models to predict on the probability of future delinquency for every transaction. So finally, once the models have been trained and back-tested, we are now be able to assess on unseen purchase orders and invoices. So for the financial provider, we're providing them with actionable insights and visualization using our dashboard. But first, you would select the Amazon purchase order that was submitted by Auto Parts. Here, based on the machine learning algorithm that you just saw earlier, we're able to provide the risk metrics for each individual transaction. And this offers two key fundamental benefits. Number one, we help remove and eliminate a lot of these manual processes using automation. And two, we're helping the financial providers to do and increase their financing in a much more dynamic and transparent way. So our goal is to make financing easy and help financial providers with a much more transparent, relevant, and accessible way of looking at risk. So Flowcast, we are making financing easy along the supply chain lifecycle and helping small businesses grow, just like for my dad's. We're looking for strategic partners here in Asia to help us grow. And if you're interested in joining our journey, please come find us afterwards. Thank you.